Hello everyone, it's a beautiful sunny day today, and my task for this weekend is to service and give a makeover to Rachel's car. As you can see, it's not terrible, but could do with a bit of a clean, and need to service the engine and hopefully change the tappets as well, adjust the tappets if I can get in there. Quite a mess, as you can see, and as you can hear, it sounds a bit like a sewing machine, so hopefully we can repair that. And I have to change the fuel filter as well, which for some unknown reason is under the back here, there, so it's going to be a fun job. So let's get started. Okay, so oil's draining, as you can see there. It's pretty much all drained out actually, filter's done. And just pulled out the air cleaner, which is a bit of a bitch because there's two screws behind here which are impossible to get to because one of them is under this and the other one's under that. Anyway, managed to get it out anyway. So just wanted to show you the difference. This is the filter that just came out, and that's what a new filter should look like. Wow, that's quite a difference. Okay, so air filter is now changed. Managed to get it out in the end. It was a bit of a bitch, but I discovered if you take the entire housing out, then you can get to the screws quite easily. So my next job is now to adjust the tappets. To do that, I have to take the cylinder head off. Not the cylinder head, sorry, the head cover, the rocker cover, which is this thing. And I also have to take out the spark plugs. But the trouble I've got is that, as you can see there's a lot of crud in the wells for the spark plugs, and oil which has leaked out of the gasket for the rocker cover, so obviously there's something wrong with the gasket. Luckily I have a new one to replace it with, but yeah, it's quite a mess. So I'm just trying to use a screwdriver and a cloth to try and get the worst of it out. I have to do that because if I leave it in there and take the spark plugs out, then all that shit's going to fall down into the cylinders, which is not good. So, a bit of a messy job, but we're getting there. So I'm now on my way back to Halfords. I got 3 of the spark plugs out, and the last one, as sod's law would have it, just wouldn't come out. And not only have I broken the plug spanner, which sheared, I've also broken the spark plug as well, so now I have to get a whole new set of spark plugs, which I wasn't going to do because they were only changed in November, plus a new plug spanner, and hope to God I can get that last one out. Otherwise we've got a problem, because we've got a broken spark plug now, stuck in the engine. Not good times. Haha! Spark plugs are out! Every single one of them. I mean, I've just put them back loosely so that there's no dirt gets into the engine. That was the one that gave me the trouble. As you can see here, it's sheared right off, which is a little inconvenient, since the top of it is still in my plug spanner. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get that out. The main thing is they're out. So, car's getting new spark plugs. So a while back, I bought these with the intention of doing a job on that car. And I realised that I didn't actually need them, and they're extra long Torx screwdrivers, which you don't really see Torx screws very much, so I figured I'd just wasted 10 quid or however much it cost me. But as it turns out, they're just the thing that I need to get this rocker cover off, because they happen to have Torx screws, and as you can see it's quite a mission to get down inside there. Ordinary screwdriver doesn't fit, but look at this, amazing. Okay, so rocker cover is now off, and there it is there. The gasket was completely fucked, no wonder it was leaking. And also I discovered that the screws that hold on the rocker cover were pretty much hand tight, so someone hadn't done them up properly at some point, which is why there was so much oil all over the place. Okay, so tappets are done, rocker covers back on, new spark plugs are in place. So now all that's left to do is just pop the oil back in, and then I have to do the fuel filter as well, and then we're done. So it's about 4 o'clock now, so I'm glad I didn't try and do all of this in one day. It would have just been too much, because I've still got to do some valeting inside the car, so I'll do that tomorrow. But yeah, it's coming along quite nicely. So here we are. It's about just past 5. I've now done everything, and she's running again. As you can hear, quite a lot quieter and smoother than before. Purring along now. So done that, and I've done the fuel filter at the back here. You can see it there. Nice new filter going on there. So phase 1 is now done. Phase 2 tomorrow will be cleaning up the outside of the car. And then job done. Still quite a rough engine by modern standards, but that's because the engine was designed in the 1950s and they've just continued it. And the Ford car was the last car that they used this engine in up until 2002. So it's a pretty good run for an engine really. But because it's an overhead valve engine, not a overhead cam engine, so it's got push rods and followers and stuff like that, so it makes it very noisy and vibration-y. But some good oil and adjusting the tappets has made a huge difference. Okay, so it's the next morning and I'm on my way down to Collier's Wood, where there's a nice hand car wash. I'm going to just get the car washed, just a basic wash, and then we'll start phase 2, which will be waxing the paintwork and cleaning out the inside. So by the end of the day, the car should be like brand new again. The car sounds amazingly quiet now. You can't hear the engine at all. It's made a huge difference, so I'm quite impressed with how that's turned out. I've been on some crazy fairground ride. Quite weird. Okay, so back at home now, and I'm now busy applying wax to the paintwork, as you can see there. And I've just been polishing up this section. As you can see, it's come up nice and shiny. There's the bonnet, looking good. So I'm just going around the car doing that. It's quite hard work. You've got to really get the polish in there and give it a good scrub, but as you can see, it's quite worthwhile. Okay, so the polish on the outside is done. I've just got to polish the inside of the windows, and then just vacuum out, and then we're done. Did a kind of bumper spray on the bumpers to try and make them look a bit darker. Unfortunately, I bought some stuff for doing bumpers and it turned out to be really rubbish, which unfortunately I didn't realize until after I'd done the front bumper, and now the front bumper is really streaky and can't get it out. But back bumper's looking much better. I did that with plain old Q20 or WD-40 in this country, and I've just realized I've just driven into a flower bush, so I'm gonna have to do that again. Okay, so all of the indoor and outdoor windows are done. Bodywork's polished, so now it's just left to do the interior. It's looking pretty good, and there's one more little surprise to go on at the end. Okay, so we're all done. I've got to go and pick Rachel up now. And this is the result. So as you can see, the bodywork's nice and shiny. Engine's nice and quiet. Inside is somewhat better, although I couldn't quite get the mats to come clean, which is a bit annoying, but still an improvement. And yeah, everything's looking quite nice and rosy now. So I think that's a job done, success. We'll see what Rachel thinks.